So while we're waiting for Gail, perhaps I could seize the opportunity to, Mrs. Dawson, to welcome you to Woodstock and celebrate your purchase of the house and wish you well in your move in and residency here.
Oh, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. We've set up camp at the home.
Sounds like you have a little work to do, huh?
Oh, there is a little bit of work to do. Yeah, they're clearing the bridle paths now, and they cleared some of the one dead and one encroaching tree on the side, as we discussed last meeting, and we're getting ready to start the fencing. I think it's going to be right after Thanksgiving that they're going to start.
Great.
Yep.
Excellent.
The furnace already went out because of the oil pump, so we got that repaired.
All the joys of home ownership.
Exactly. But it's to be expected, right? If something
yeah.
goes wrong. And the first night we were there, we had a chimney swift in the house.
Oh, nice.
We weren't sure whether it was a bat or a chimney swift.
I've had a bat in the house.
Yeah.
Years ago, yeah.
Wow.
We captured it and put it outside.
So all to be expected with
Yeah.
houses with chimneys and with belfries and everything else. But we're really excited about everything. So
when do you think you're going to be able to bring the horses?
we're not sure yet. My house, we just put it on the market in Virginia 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's a question of, is it better for the horses to be here until we sell the house and us go back and forth, or is it better for us to do Camp Woodstock and move everybody over there and just leave the house, as is for showings and stuff? So we haven't made that decision yet.
Yeah.
Hi,
I
everybody.
understand.
Hi, Gail.
Listen, I am so sorry, Toby. Thanks for calling me. I am ear deep in a big project with a deadline and I saw the finish line in place and just sort of totally forgot about the meeting. So thanks very much.
You're human after all, Gail.
So thank you. I'm glad to know that is the case. So
right.
Timing. All right. We have a quorum. Let's see. Yep. Yes, we've got you, me, and Jeremy and Toby. Toby, you're there on iPhone?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. All right. So I will give me 1 second while I go grab the agenda, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I need some more parts. There we go. All right. Call the meeting to order. We don't need to, let's see. I think we're all regular members, so we don't need to appoint alternates. 2 public hearings. So if you would.
I'll read the first one. November 15th, 2023, Woodstock Historic District Commission public hearing. The town of Woodstock for replacement of historical marker.
Great. And so the public hearing is open. The way this works is the applicant, in this case, it'll be Jay, you'll speak about the project. We'll ask, commission members will ask questions. If any public is part of this, there'll be a chance for them next to ask questions. You'll respond. Once we've got all the information we need, we'll close the public hearing. at which point the commission members deliberate, come up with our deliberation, and that's that.
Great.
All right, so Jay, would you go ahead and describe the project for us?
Sure. Many of you may be aware there was a tercentenary committee that was formed back in the mid-'80s. Reverend Jamie Harrison, retired minister of the Hill Congregational Church, was a member of that, as was Charlene Perkins Cutler. And a number of monuments were put up around town in celebration of the town. There was one on what we might refer to as a mini common, which is bordered by Route 169, Old Hall Road, and Child Hill Road. It was cast aluminum. It was on a pole. It had been there for many years. It disappeared suddenly. I suspect stolen. It was broken off. Charlene attempted to contact the company that had originally manufactured it. It's no longer in business. She attempted to go to other companies that did cast aluminum type things, and we were not able to do that. She did, as a member of that committee, have copies of the written words that were on it. So we had solicited stone to be natural, to be engraved. That didn't work out, and we ended up going to Mercer Monuments in Plainfield. I spoke with them. This went on for a period of time. We finally got the monument squared away, approved, et cetera, et cetera. The town had to pour a base, which we did. The monument was delivered and set in place. I do not have the date of that, but any of you that have been around in the area have seen it. And as luck would have it, the day that we installed it, Jamie Harrison happened to be driving by and stopped, which was terrific. So he was thrilled. And I was teasing him that I was hoping this would stop the harassment that I was enduring with him, because every time we had met at some function in town, he always managed to get that into the conversation. So anyway, we had a good laugh about it. It's been installed. I've gone by frequently and seen people that are parked off to the side and they get out to read it and that sort of thing. So I filed an application to this commission. I believe you have it. I submitted photographs of the finished product. I gave information about the size of the base that was installed prior to installation. And that's about it.
What is the material of the monument?
Granite.
Granite?
Yeah.
And it's 4 feet wide, 3 feet high, and 14 inches deep.
Right.
And then there's you can see, has everybody gone and taken a look at it?
I have not seen it yet, but I will.
So it's about 2 inches deep. I guess it's a concrete platform. And then the monument is slightly irregularly shaped granite that sits on it.
Yeah.
So we appreciate. So do commission members have any questions about it?
When was it installed?
I would say mid-October is because let's see, it had been up for about a week when I connected with Jay to suggest that it needed a certificate of application of appropriateness.
Yeah.
So, and the date of the the building official is 10/26. So I'd say mid-October.
Okay.
It was, I'm looking at the application, Gail. It was October 19th.
Yeah.
Approximate date of commencement and completion of work. So I had written that on the app.
Yeah. So it's, the previous marker was, you know, one of those standard historic marker sign, metal signs you see along roadsides, nothing big. It was, you know, relatively small, probably about 18 inches by maybe 15 inches, the kind that's slightly keystone shaped.
This one is much less likely to be taken away.
Yeah, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think the previous one, I think I witnessed I was close to or right behind somebody ran over the previous one is
Right.
what I think happened. And just carried the evidence away with them.
Yep.
So,
If this one is attempted to be run over, we'll find him there in the morning. I have no doubt.
right. Yep, I would say.
I'm fine with it.
So,
Nice improvement.
it is, it's a nice stone. It's nicely, you know, the information is nicely visible. And I've seen people stop by and take a look, so it attracts more attention. And I think it's
Yep.
this kind of, I know, it's a nice improvement to the space.
Yep.
Jeremy or Toby, do you have any questions?
No questions?
Okay, then I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll move, so.
And Jeremy or Toby, would you second for me?
I'll second.
Great, thanks, Jeremy. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, public hearing's closed. All right, commission members, then we just need to deliberate on whether to approve the application.
I would move to approve the application as submitted.
Okay,
I'd second that.
Toby seconding, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, it's unanimous, and so application is approved. And I will only note that, Jay, any further installations that happen within the district, it would really set a nice example for the rest of the residents that you come to us before you do the installation, because we'd like to continue to hold you up, the town up, as an exemplar of how to properly go about an application.
That's me. I always try to set a good example.
There you go.
We did that, so thank you very much. I will sign it and drop it off beginning of next week.
All right. Thank you all very much for your
Thanks, Jay.
consideration.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
All right, the second public hearing for this evening is presented by the Dawsons at 582 Route 169 for security cameras.
And so, Katrina,
Yeah.
the same procedure as we
Yep.
used for Jay. So, let's see, I'll check before we completely get rolling with you. Did everybody get my, the transmission I finally managed to send of the information that Katrina had sent us?
I did.
Yep.
Good. Thanks, Jeremy, again for letting me know that it didn't make it out the first time. So, all right, then go ahead, Katrina. And
Thank
welcome,
you.
first of all, welcome to Woodstock.
Thank you very much. And I want to note that I looked on the woodstock.gov for the Tercentennial Memorial Stone replacement, and my barn is in the background.
Yeah,
Very good.
So that it's the said barn and the house in the back that we're planning to install some security cameras. We would like to install some security cameras. Sometimes I think it's because my husband likes watching them on his iPhone more than anything else. But he feels more comfortable, like he can see the horses with them, and he noticed that especially the backside of the barn has windows broken in, and it could be just many years of not replacing windows and things like that.
Yeah.
Or it could be that people at Halloween decide to come around and do mischief, and if nobody sees them, they're more likely to do it than not. So what we're planning to do, I had put in that we want to do FLIR cameras, but in fact we spoke with somebody that knows something about these things, and he said that the FLIRs are not that well supported. So we're going to put in Zocies. They look just like the FLIRs. They're 4 inches. That's one of them. And then there's another one that is a little narrower, but it's longer. And I couldn't find a screwdriver small enough but it bends, so you can point it where you want to, and it installs either on the wall or on the eave. I spoke with my husband, and these black wires that you see, you're not going to see them on the outside of the barn. They're going to be flush with the barn, very close to the eaves or on the eaves of the house. We'll probably put these round ones right on the eaves of the house, that they can be pointed. I don't exactly know how to do that, but you can roll them around so you can put the camera on the eave. I mean, the base on the eave, and then the camera can be pointed where you want to send it to.
So they're going to be on the house or on the horse barn?
I have put in a plan with little red arrows.
Okay.
And we have 6 of them on the house, primarily looking to the back. Well, mainly looking to the back. It's the addition to the house and back.
Yeah.
It's not on the original manor home. We're not putting any of them to look towards Route 169.
Yeah.
And then we're putting some on the woodshed that's attached to the house. One of them is going to be at the corner, in part because I think he wants to look at the dogs when they're out there, because that's where the dog run is going to be.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the cameras, I think it's 6 of them, are going to be on the barn, also primarily on the property side, not on the Old Hall Road side. There are only 2 that are on the Old Hall Road side. So the packages we got actually have 16 cameras. We may have 4 that we can put, like one on the back of the carriage house and the back of but those wouldn't be visible from the road at all. And I don't think we're going to put them there anytime soon, because it requires, underground electrical and all this stuff that it's too. They're better priorities, like maybe redoing the siding of the barn instead of having yet another security camera there.
Okay.
So, but especially now that, if I'm lucky, I sell the house in the next month and we're there by February. If I'm not lucky, we're gonna be sometime here, sometime there. As I was mentioning before, Gail joined. We haven't decided yet whether my husband, the dogs, and the horse are moving up there, and I stay with the house, or stay there and then come back to the house once in a while, or we stay here until we have a contract on the house. So that's still in flux, given the move. It's been a whirlwind. You might have noticed that a whole bunch of tractors have made it up there. If you passed by, stop in, say hello to Dave.
And there was a lot of tree cutting going on the past 2 days.
Yes, there has been tree cutting. We're trying to get rid of the dead trees. I was very unhappy that maple was all hollow inside and rotted, so we couldn't save it. And there quite a few dead trees and the bushes, you know, and as I mentioned last time, at least in the front, but probably in the back too, there will be other plantings.
Yeah.
That we're not trying to deforest the place. We're just trying to make it safe for riders and get the bridle path going.
So I'm looking at the drawing you did, and
Yeah.
it looks like I see the arrows for the two that are going to be on the Old Hall roadside, and it
Right.
does look like the other four are likely to be visible. And then of the six that are on the house, probably none of them are visible. It's possible that on the woodshed that's toward the drive, on that side of the driveway, that Old Hall Row side, two of them might be visible, but maybe not. They're, they may be camouflaged through the trees and all, and just not visible. So,
Right.
yeah. And they appear to be, small enough that they're really not intrusive. There's no outside wiring or anything that's going to be installed.
No outside wiring.
Okay. Commission members, any questions?
None.
I don't have any.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
My recollection is the barn is the reddish color. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know they're small, but they're likely to stand out a bit because they're bright white. Is there any thought about possibly painting them to blend in?
They are plastic, and I can find them in either white or black. And I thought white would be less intrusive than black. And on the barn, the one that's going to be at the corner of the barn, on the west side, it's going to be like 4 stories high, right? And the one that's going to be at the corner of that extension, the bullpen, it is a red building, it's true, but there are kind of trees in front of that. So I'm hoping that if he puts it very close to the eave, or if he's able to put it on the eave, you might not even see it at all.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Probably, considering the height on those two, black would actually probably disappear into the shadows better. Although, for the purposes of being security cameras, having them visible may be more desirable to act as a deterrent.
Yeah.
I think that, and they're obviously modern additions to, they're modern, pieces that are added on. There's technology. So there's, I think it's less likely to require, conforming to the structure, because it is so obviously modern. And sometimes that is, you're not pretending to be part of the original structure works.
And the
yeah.
way I thought about it is that they help with the preservation of the structure, because we wouldn't have to repair vandalism all the time.
Well,
It's worth noting that if we approved one color or the other, once the item is approved, the general statute gives the landowner or homeowner the permission or right, the inherent right to change the color of those things. So
right.
The color is sort of a moot point to me.
Yeah. The only time when, because the color is inherent in the product, then we approve it with the color that it is, as opposed to something that is going to, like a clapboard that's going to be painted. But yeah, I agree. The color is a moot moot point. And they're really temporary installations. The temporary may be a few years, but they are temporary installations.
They can always be taken off. It's not like, they become a fixture.
Right. And I think that will be, this kind of an installation is something that, because technology changes rapidly sometimes, and it's highly and equipment like this fails, that
Right.
part of what we will put on, would include as stipulations, should we approve it, is that defunct equipment or outdated equipment that's been replaced by something else or is no longer in use is removed, is not allowed to linger.
Right.
like old satellite dishes do. But it's not, or like anybody's old wiring and all on the outside of the house that's been updated, that it's part of what we stipulate, is that it will be the old pieces will be removed.
Okay.
Toby, any questions?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Then I will look for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll move it.
Thanks,
Who's-
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Toby.
I'll second.
Good. All right. All right, so discussion, commission members?
Nope.
No,
All right.
thank you.
All right, looking for a motion to
I'll move to
approve
approve.
with the stipulation that if no longer in use, that they be removed.
I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Earl. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, abstaining? All right, motion carried. So you're all set to go, Katrina.
Well, thank you very much. And you have an email from me on a mailbox. Does that require commission approval? It's going to be on a post, a rural mailbox. Okay, so we'll be seeing each other next month then.
So the next month's meeting, it would be happening over the Christmas holiday. So
Oh,
we are instead going to have, I've had another request for, and there's another incoming urgent application that we'll have to address in December. So it'll be early December. So you get your application to me by this Friday.
okay, we will do that.
Right.
And I guess that means Thursday because Cindy doesn't work on Friday.
Right.
Right.
Right. So if you could
So
just email it to her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then
I can do that. It's just your regular white mailbox on a white 4x4 post,
Shouldn't-
so that the post office can deliver mail to us.
Understood. So it should be fairly straightforward.
Yep.
I just need the application in early enough for me to be able to go ahead and submit the legal notice to the newspapers in time to get us having a meeting the first or second week of December.
Great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being very diligent with your applications. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
Do
you.
my- Good night. Thank you.
Thank you all. Review of minutes. Did everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote them.
Then looking for a motion to approve.
Also move.
Thank you, Jeremy. Toby, it's gonna have to be you to second.
Toby? Did we lose him?
Toby?
I think you can move now, Gail.
I suppose I generally don't do that, but I'll second. We'll give this a whirl.
Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carried. Toby is a blank.
Okay. His iPhone might have lost power.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Correspondence, I have had verbal correspondence with the Atwoods, who will be coming before us for an application to install a generator. And that's the urgent other December,
Okay.
December public hearing that we'll be having.
Okay.
And there was also the correspondence back and forth with Jay Swan to get the application in for that monument.
Okay.
No project consultations. Member recruitment, I can't remember their names. The people who lived in the Monahan's old house would be very interested, except they've just managed to have themselves a new baby, and he doesn't have a moment to spare at this time. However, the other folks around the corner on Child Hill Road he said he's very interested, and we just need to confirm, because he has two residences, one in Cambridge and one here, that allows that he's able to come on as a member. And if that's in fact all right, then he'll come to our next meeting to observe, although he's sat in on several of our meetings.
Okay.
And does anybody have any other old business?
I don't.
Nope.
Okay. No. Any new business? Anybody?
No.
Nope.
Nope. All righty. Then, hearing none, I will look for a motion to adjourn. Wait a
So
minute.
moved.
Thank you, Toby. And before we second it, just remembering, as soon as I get a date, we will do another special meeting
Okay.
in early December. It'll
Yep.
either be the very 1st of December, or it'll be either the last week of November, first week of December, they split, or it'll be the first full week of December, either one, to get this done,
Okay.
so that it doesn't interfere with everybody's various holiday plans.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So then, looking for a second for adjournment.
I'll so move.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Right.
Clap
Thanks.
your hand, Jeremy. Yes or no?
Yes, aye.
Good. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Have a very good holiday season. Don't overeat, and well, do overeat, but not too much.
Hey,
Don't
Gail,
do. Yes.
if Crystal sends you the link for this meeting, would you send it to me so I can put it in the minutes?
Oh, correct. Yes, I will.
And I'll add it to the minutes,
Okay. Good.
which I do, I
Alright.
know, in a few days because it's a hearing. So I'll get them done as quickly as I can.
Crystal. All right. I will send her an email to remind her to send the link,
Okay.
and send it to you as well, because she can copy you when she sends it to me.
Okay, great.
Good. And I apologize again for my tardiness.
No
Now I gotta
problem.
go. Now I gotta go back to my project.
Back to your homework.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks all.
you. Yeah, bye now.
Good night.